Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. This is Drew Code Sports Talk. I'm your host, Andrew Wright. This is my co-host, Cody Johnson. We're going to be talking about fantasy baseball. This is going to be strictly fantasy baseball from now on. I love it. I'm excited. Cody, how are you feeling about it?
Feeling actually pretty good about it. Last year was my first time ever trying it, thanks to this guy right here, and ironically I won the thing. So, I just literally guessed. I probably closed my eyes, picked a couple names, and here they are. So anyways, with that being said, leads into our first question. Who is your number one overall pick in fantasy baseball?
You're out of the league. Here, I close my eyes and then shut up.
I don't
know who I picked, but I won.
I can pronounce this guy's name. I'll pick him. He seemed great.
No, you had a really good year. My dad would be mad though, so sorry, Dad. My number one overall pick, ESPN has Mike Trout, and rightfully so. Mike Trout is a guy who's always going to hit over 300. I think there was a year where he hit 298. Oh no!
That's a bust.
No,
he's a bust. He's not going to make it.
He's always hitting over 300. He's always going to have over 25 home runs, which I actually think he's going to go over 30 home runs, and his projection is to have 33 home runs this year. And I think he's going to be over 100 RBIs, and you're going to get at least 15 steals with him. He's a great number one pick. He's not a guy that I'm going to go right after. There's a lot of outfielders in the middle, not so far like at the tail end of a draft, but in the middle of it, you can get a lot of outfielders. So honestly, my personal opinion is my first pick would not be an outfielder. So that means I would take Mookie Betts out of that.
Okay.
Jose Altuve is a great pick. If I had a chance, I might go after him because he's another guy who is going to have over batting average of 300. They have him projected at getting 17 home runs this year, which I actually think is true. He's a guy who doesn't have a ton of power, but he's going to be a guy who's going to get you over 15 home runs. He's definitely an RBI guy. I think he's going to get over 100 RBIs. And stolen bases, he's going to get a ton more than Mike Trout. So in my opinion, in our league, we have stolen bases as 2 points, not just one, like a lot of traditional ones. So in our league, I'd draft Jose Altuve ahead of Mike Trout. But the other guys I have on here that I wanted to mention, but I'm not really going to go into, is Nolan Arenado. He's in a great hitter's ballpark in Coors Field. Nolan Arenado is going to have over 40 home runs this year. I honestly think he could possibly go over 45. That's another topic for another day. But he's going to have over 100 RBIs. They have a great hitting team in Colorado, so he's going to have plenty of chances. He's not a stolen base guy. But surprisingly, his batting average, they have him projected at 297. I think he's going over 300 this year.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts is another guy. He's going to have a lot of stolen bases. To me, that's what makes him more attractive than a lot. But he has sneaky good power.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have 25 home runs like they project him. But I mean, he's still going to be 20 home runs, which is really good. Kris Bryant, he's going to be a lot of power. We all know that. I think he's going over 40 home runs this year. Manny Machado is in his prime right now, and I love Manny Machado. I had him last year, and he killed it. He killed it for me. I loved him, so I would definitely draft him again. The guy that I would want out of all those guys, though, is Clayton Kershaw. I'm sorry, San Francisco. I love you. I want to make a case for Madison Bumgarner, but here's the deal. Clayton Kershaw last year, he missed 2.5 months of the season. Okay, he still had 12 wins. He had an ERA of 1.69. That's incredible.
That's very good.
He started 21 games, 21, and out of those 21 games, he had 11 walks. You're as an average pitcher, you're averaging 4, maybe 5 walks a game.
Right.
He had 11 all year. That is command that you can't teach. That is insane. Even if you're afraid of Clayton Kershaw getting injured again, which I don't think so. I think that was just one of those things that was a freak accident. I would pick Clayton Kershaw. from judging just off of last year, what you had and what my dad had when you guys won the championship, you guys had consistent pictures, but not only just consistent pictures, but you had pictures like a Max Scherzer, who's a high strikeout guy and not going to give up a lot of runs.
Right.
So if you have a guy like Clayton Kershaw and you need some big points, you can think that Clayton Kershaw is going to kill it in this.
Right.
You know? And so you kind of need that in fantasy baseball. You need that picture that you can rely on every time to get you 30 points.
Right.
You know, and in fantasy baseball with pictures, that's incredible to get 30 points.
Right.
So, that, honestly, out of all those guys, that's what I have. They have him projected getting 36 walks. I don't see him doing that.
Maybe cut that number in half and that's what we'll end up with.
I think he might go 25 walks. I mean, that might be... But seriously, that kind of command is incredible. And maybe they're worried about the injury that he had. But to me, out of all those guys, if I had a choice, I'd go Kershaw right away just because of what I saw last year, of kind of how our point system was going. It was very important towards the end of the year to have that guy like Clayton Kershaw.
Gotcha.
Who's your guy?
So it's a tough choice, honestly, because again, I'm just a second-year person doing this, and you've done this a lot more years than I have. So
well, why don't you close your eyes and
pick one? Let's see. Honestly, though, if I'm looking at this, and my tactic on what I found worked for me last year for my team is I didn't have that one shutdown pitcher. If anything, my number one pitcher I had was Danny Duffy, and I picked him up in free agency in the middle of the year, and just thankfully he worked out, and he rode the hot streak with KC and won, I think, 12 straight games, and he had, I think, 7 to 8 Ks per game with his win. So I just was really fortunate with that. I did have Max Scherzer, but I traded him for another hitter and Jose Fernandez, rest in peace, towards the middle of the season. And so I had kind of a broken up ace. And so what I did is, thankfully I had hitters like Daniel Murphy that I can rely on and Eric Hosmer. And then I had Duffy and a couple other rotation starter pitchers that were getting me, hopefully 30 plus points per game. And thankfully I just somehow, by a miracle, they just all worked and won. But if I'm looking at this list, I got to be honest, Kershaw to me was probably the least one. I would go number one, not disputing the numbers, not disputing the ERA, the Ks, especially the only 11 walks in the 21 games he appeared. And that is literally impressive. That ratio, that K to walk ratio is insane. It's almost like 10 Ks per negative walk almost, and I can't believe we're using negative numbers in a ratio. But I would probably look at a consistent hitter, and I honestly, from what I've done a little bit of research, try to be a little bit more informative, I probably won't go for a pitcher for at least 3 to 4 rounds. Just because the tactic I used, I didn't have to go with a Kershaw. I was really fortunate to have some good rotation starters, and it just worked out for me. So I think I will bulk up on my hitters because I want consistent bats. Consistent bats is going to make me look at batting average. I'm going to want to look at stolen bases because of our league, we get more points for stolen bases. So that's what I'm going to definitely look at. Honestly, Mike Trout I would agree with ESPN as number one just because he fits my criteria. He's got to get your stolen bases, he's got to get your home runs, your batting average, and some good RBIs. But honestly, we actually just talked before we started this about Nolan Arenado. Arenado. I would almost say, why not him go number one? He had 41 home runs, just sub 300 batting average, and he had 133 RBIs. I mean, granted, maybe he might not have a lot of walks, but home runs and RBIs are still really good in our league. Yeah. So he's a good consideration. Kris Bryant to me is a good consideration considering the home runs are there. He's at a sub 300 batting average. But if you had to hold a pistol in my head and I had to choose, I would probably say Mike Trout. Just because, again, he's got to fit my stolen bases, he's got to fit my home runs, he's got to fit my batting average, and I'm going to want consistency. If I had the number one pick, he'd probably be the one I'd get. And I agree with you. I think that the 33 home runs, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes over that. And I actually do think that he will get higher than the 301 batting average. I think he'll probably be in the 315. And I wouldn't be surprised if I saw 100 RBIs. I'm actually thinking 110 would be good for him because he is very high productive and he's only gotten better every year since he's been in the league. He's only 25.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think his bat's just going to increase, and that would be a deciding factor with me. I would choose Jose, except I just want to make sure that 1 year wasn't a fluke. Like, I don't want it to be like Eduardo Nunez from Minnesota, where, wow, you had one great year and now this year's in question. Yeah. You know, I want something more consistent. Trout has been consistent since he's been in the league. So that's who I would pick, number one. Playing it safe, honestly, as a second round person.
And that's what I told you when you were first joining our fantasy baseball. I said, what you want to draft is consistency. Mm-hmm. You see a guy, don't just look at what his last year numbers were. Look at what he's done over the past 5 years.
Right.
And the reason, or even the last 3 years, because you can kind of see where a guy is trending. Mm-hmm. So like a Manny Machado, he keeps getting better and better and better. That's consistent because he's not only hitting over 300 every year, but he's gradually bringing that average up, and then he's added a lot of power to it. Right. Now, Manny Machado screwed me towards the end of the year because he wasn't hitting any home runs afterwards.
He lost that flame.
Yeah. But in all reality, you know, that's who it. And Kris Bryant, which I had last year as well. And that was where my mistake. I went after power last year, a lot of power hitters right away. And then like my pitchers, I was trying to get like a lot of strikeout guys who had high ERAs, a lot of guys who I didn't think people would draft that I knew were going to get points. But when push came to shove towards the championship rounds, I had a pitcher who normally you want like 20, maybe 22 points in a game. You know, they would give me 18, maybe 17. Right. That's because they give up a lot of runs. So their strikeouts, they were, you know, was helping me, but they still gave up a lot of runs. And so that's kind of where I went wrong last year. And so that's why I think I value pitchers a little bit more in this draft, just because I saw what it could do for my team. Right. You're right. You need consistency at bats. Honestly, I love Nolan Arenado actually more this year than I love Kris Bryant and Manny Machado, and the only reason is because the ballpark he plays in and some of the pitchers that he has to go against. You know, I like Nolan Arenado. I like the Colorado team. They think that Trevor Story is going to be good. I am not fond of Trevor Story, and I'll explain later. But Carlos Gonzalez, he's another big bat that you can't really pitch to. So you got to pick: am I going to pitch to Arenado, or am I going to pitch to Carlos Gonzalez? And then they have a really good team this year. That's why I really like Nolan Arenado. I think people are going to have to pitch to him, and that sucks.
Yeah, it's really tough. Honestly, though, these are really good. They're really good to start with. You couldn't go wrong with just about any of them. No. In my opinion, pitchers, from my perspective of what I've seen so far, pitchers are, and again, I'm a huge fantasy football junkie. I will probably have 10 to 12 leagues when fantasy football comes around, and I'll be on my game then. But to my opinion, pitchers are like the quarterback. You never want to, if there's a really good quarterback, like I remember Aaron Rodgers would go number 1 every mock draft, but now he's more like a 4th and 5th round. Clayton Kershaw reminds me of that. You know Aaron Rodgers is going to get you, 300 plus points every year in fantasy football. Kershaw, you know what you're getting, in my opinion. You never want to blow your first pick, because if you got number 1 and it's a snake draft, you go pitcher number 1, then you've got 20 picks to go before you're even going to get your next pick, which you are going to go with a hitter or pitcher after that. So you might lose a lot of talent in between. And I think that pitchers, you've got probably 20 good pitchers that you can probably rely on. Not like Clayton Kershaw, though. That's like guaranteed points right there. But people that you can rely on, and then you can fill your hitters in between to kind of buffer those points, kind of offset it. And maybe you hope that Kershaw goes in a slump and you trade him for something middle of the season, which probably wouldn't happen, because I wouldn't even be that dumb to do that. But anyways, that's be my opinion, though, as far as what I would assume. I would probably go for consistency in bats and stolen bases.
Which, again, there's no wrong answer on here, honestly. You can do well. I can make a case for Jose Altuve, because he was the other guy I was really debating on. I won't go that far, but yeah, it's a great fantasy baseball draft year. I was looking at the top 100, and I was like, man, I would draft every single one of these players.
Yeah. Can I just have a league of myself?
Yeah,
have all players.
All right, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Drew Code Sports Talk, or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, which will be right down here, Drew Code Sports Talk. Thank you.